Welcome to the Vulnerable Room. Hey everybody, and welcome on back to yet another episode of the Vulnerable Room podcast. I am your host, Darnie, for those that are new here. And my fellow listeners, welcome back. Yes, I know the episodes have been rolling out pretty slowly, but I was enjoying myself this summer, okay? I'm sorry I had a time, but as you know, summer is slowly coming to an end, and that's okay. But before I circle back to, talking about summer coming to an end, let's just chat. Let's catch up. This is like FaceTime for the girls and the guys that tap in. So first things first. Oh yeah, I have my little notes here on my laptop per usual. So bear with me, no index cards. Got my drink in hand. I ain't saying the name because I need to start getting some endorsements, okay? And until I receive some endorsements, the name is going to be nameless. But for those that have been rocking with me since season 1, you already know what your girl is drinking, okay? Needed a little latte because I was a little tired, but I wanted to be sitting in this chair and talking to y'all as promised. So first things first, last time we spoke, I've been spending a lot of my summers in New York. A lot of my weekends in New York, basically. And the last event that I went to Skin to Skin with my girls. That party was lit. I will say last year it was a little better. This year it was a lot of, I would say it was geared towards a lot of, they played soca and reggae, but it was a lot of American music. No shade, I didn't want to hear that because last year I had time. I was damn near on my eyelash, okay? But I had so much fun this year. It's always great being with my girls, having a time, lots of champagne and drinks flowing, and we just liming. I had a great time. It was just packed. It was so packed this year. That's another con I didn't like. I just felt it was giving sandwich vibes. I didn't like it. Labor Day this year has been amazing. Top tier. Shout out to my road dog, my bestie, Shy. We was outside. Okay? We went to so many events. What did we do? We went to an event called Powder in the Morning, and that's like a dirty powder fete. We went to Vinci All Stars because I'm partially Vincentian now, so by association, we went to that fete. That fete was amazing. I feel like I've been seeing Skinny, Fabulous, and Problem Child all summer. I don't mind. The men is fine. Okay, love them down. They always bring the vibes, but we had a good time. And then we went to AM Jamboree. I had an amazing time. I was outside with my sis. We had fun. Shout out to you, Shy. Okay. We also squeezed in some girl time. We met up in my other girlie, Munchie. Shout out to you. We went to this cute Mexican restaurant. I forgot the name of it, but I will post that on my page once this becomes available. This episode becomes available because I don't gatekeep. Period. I don't do that. I'm gonna share the wealth. It's a cute little hidden gem, and the food was amazing. The drinks were good too. I just hate the thing about it. I do not like those paper straws because I feel like I'm eating paper. I don't like it, and it was just very. The drinks were good, but I don't like sipping through a paper straw. I understand we're trying to save the world, save the economy. Like Michael Jackson said, we are the world, we are the children. But I don't want to be sipping on paper. It's nasty. Get something else. Get something new, New York, because I can't do it. That's the only thing I would say. That was the only con I had. I don't like it. But it's inevitable. You can't help it. But anyways, this last week, it was a lot going on. Rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan. I'm not gonna lie, that hurt my heart because I will never forget the day that I drove my first car off the lot. I had a cute little Honda Accord coupe, and the first song that I blast after I played some gospel, I had to bless the car. I played Lifestyle by Rich Homie Quan. And that summer, that was like 2000. When did I get my car? I think 2014 I got my car. Yeah, because I graduated 2013, then I got my car in 2014. And yeah, that was the Rich Homie Quan era. And I was hurt hearing that news. So rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan. Then the next thing you know, James Earl Jones passed away at the age of 93. Mufasa, the father in Coming to America. He played in Star Wars. Like it's his catalog is very extensive. He was the voice of Bell Atlantic. Yes, taking it back. If you don't know about Bell Atlantic, before there was a Verizon, there was a Bell Atlantic, and he was the voice and face of Bell Atlantic. That voice is very distinctive. He has a very earth-shattering type of voice, and when I think of James Earl Jones, I automatically think about The Lion King, and it's so sad because there's another Lion King coming out in December on Christmas Day. And me and my family actually we're planning to go and see it. And I'm just sad that he's not going to be able to witness that. He lived a long life, but it still hurts, okay? And I just pray for his family's strength. I pray for everybody's strength at this time because it just seems like it's passing after passing. The next passing, we have Frankie Beverly. And some people didn't know who that was, but we sing his songs all the time. Like, you know the song Before I Let Go and We Are One. Y'all know I can't really sing, but I think I can sing in my head. But I'm going to spare y'all this episode. But yes, he has a very distinctive voice. I would say he has like a very soft, like soothing voice. And he passed away at the age of 77. And last week I was just like, I don't know what's going on. Hanging up flat screen. I don't like it. But I pray for his family's strength at this time. So you have James Earl Jones, Frankie Beverly, and Rich Homie Quan. Yeah, I don't want to hear no more deaths. I know it's inevitable. Life is life in, but damn, it's sad, you know? These people are young. James Earl Jones kind of up there in age, but still, like, you know what I mean. But the moment y'all been waiting for. So I wanted to make this episode as like personable as possible. As you can see, I'm very cozy. Beyonce, no pun intended, but you know what I mean. But I wanted to just be myself, be comfortable, and just talk to y'all because cuffing season, like we say it all the time, it's getting cooler outside. It's time for everybody to pair up. But let's really, really talk about what cuffing season is, and let's dive into today's topic. So, who's ready for cuffing season? Are you ready? Because I think I'm ready this year for once. I think I'm ready. I've been single for 4 years now. It's time. Time for some heat. Time for some warmth. Time for another man's presence. Please. I'm tired. Okay. And yes, in this episode, I'm going to be real with y'all. Okay. Real. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. I'm going to be very transparent and very honest. I don't have no problem like talking about my dating life. I've been a little hushed about it recently, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, I'm ready to open up a little bit. So let's talk. So I raise questions, as some of y'all are new here, so I raise questions. I answer them. I give some facts. But this episode is just going to be like, yeah, it's going to be raw and uncut. Like, I'm ready to talk. I got some things I need to say, okay? So, when is the official start date for cuffing season, and when do we cut it off? So, I think the official start date for cuffing season is like literally the first day of fall. I don't know what date that is this year, but I would say it's the first day of fall. And the cutoff is normally when that weather starts to get a little warm. So I would say about spring, summer, like the first day of summer, that's like the cutoff for some people, right? So, do I think people actually change their dating habits in colder months? Why or why not? So, I honestly do think that some people change their dating habits during the cooler months because I feel like, it's the holidays approaching and the weather is cold outside. They want that indoor activity. They want that warmth, that comfort of the opposite sex or maybe the same sex. And they don't want to feel alone. So I think that the habits change. People want to be indoors more. People want to snuggle up, watch a movie, watch some Netflix, maybe play a game or two, or just talk, have some wine. Like, I think the habits change. People want to be outside. People want to be outside less because it's cold outside. Y'all know black people in the cold really don't mix well together. Okay, so we inside. So I think the habits are a little different. And then when it gets warm outside, of course, people feeling themselves, want to be outside, want to go out with their girls, with their guys. Like, you just want to get out, get some vitamin D. Like, just be in the sun, be in the presence of another person or others. Like, it happens. So I do think that the habits do change. So, next question. And mind you, I wrote some of these questions down. And shout out to Shy for helping me gather this information because me and my girlfriends, we talk about this a lot. We talk about dating a lot. And Shy helped me develop some of these questions and is basically putting me in a hot seat right now. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with answering some of these questions. So yeah, shout out to you, Shy. Love you down. Do I think, wait, hold on. Is your cuffing buddy just for fun, seasonal pleasure, etc., or a potential mate? So, for me personally, I think that it's a potential mate because I ain't got time. Like, I am 33 years old. I am dating with intention. And yes, I understand this cuffing season is just for a short period of time. But you know the saying, oh, I'm not here for a long time just for a good time. No, I'm here for a long time. I'm dating with intention. If you come in and if I invite you into my home, that means I see something. There's potential there, and I'm not here to play no games. Now, if you're here to play games, you just want someone to snuggle up with. That ain't me. Some people will be okay with it, but me, Darnique, I'm not okay with that. I'm here for, what's the word? A potential mate. And if you are just here for a buddy, like seasonal pleasure, that's okay, to each its own. But I'm answering these questions here. So I am here for a potential mate. Okay. So, is it against the rules to take your cuffing mate into a new season? Example, like the matching pajamas, the ice skating dates, spring festivals, etc. I don't know what the rules are for a cuffing season, but for me, these are my rules. If we are cuffing inside, you better cuff me outside. Okay? I'm not playing. I ain't the one. So if you over here, you interested in me, come correct. Come correct. Be consistent. Don't lie. And let's enjoy each other. Let's get to know each other. Cause I feel like let's establish a friendship. I feel like that's something that I lacked in my last relationship. I want a best male friend. Okay? I want somebody I can call on, like, aside from my girls, like, yeah, babe, let me tell you what happened. Cause my manager got me all the way messed up. And I want to be able to say, like, yeah, I'm a little hungry. You can send me a little food, little DoorDash, something, I want to be important. Okay? I want the matching pajamas. I want to be brought around the family during the holidays. I know there's levels to it. We got to work up to that. But I don't know what the rules are. But if I'm bringing you around my family, that means I'm serious about you. And you better be serious about me. Because if you ain't serious about me and you're showing you're not serious about me, you're not meeting the parentals. You're not meeting my sister. You're not meeting my cousins. You're not meeting my friends. No. So if you're just going to be somebody like that's just trying to figure out what your dating goals are during cuffing season, as some of these dating apps love to say, you love figuring out your dating goals, I ain't the one. Okay? I want my last name dropped. I want my eggs cracked. That's where I'm at. Okay? So, this is the next question. And again, if any of you don't agree with some of my answers, that's okay. But I'm just sharing this vulnerable side with you guys. This is like FaceTime, like I said, for the girls and the guys. And this is where I'm at when it comes to dating. Okay? In cuffing season, wherever you want to call it. So, next question. How many cuffing partners is it okay to have? For those that are listening, it's okay to have as many as you want. But for me personally, I'll be busy. And with my work, the extent of my work, my brain, I really cannot sit here and talk to 500 people. I can't do it. So maybe one or two, I guess. How many cuffing partners is it okay to have? One or two, but at the moment, it's pending. Let's just say that it's pending, okay? As far as how many partners, it's pending. Let's just leave it at that. So, what's the appeal of getting into a relationship during cuffing season versus other times of the year? I think the appeal of getting into a relationship during cuffing season versus other times of the year, I think that is more appealing during the cooler months because it's so much holidays, right? And some people don't like to spend the holidays alone. So some people are more like willing to get into these relationships during cuffing season. And if it lasts after cuffing season, that's how y'all know y'all are meant to be. But if it starts getting a little funny when it gets sunny outside and the weather gets warm, that's how you know that person was just in it for a good time, not a long time. I think that's why it's a little bit more appealing for people to get into relationships during the cuffing season versus like the summer, spring seasons. That's just my personal take on it. My last relationship, I got into it towards the end of summer. And yeah, I feel like more people are serious when it's getting a little breezy, a little brisk outside. So yeah, that's my take on that. And yeah, like during the warmer season, people want to travel more. They want the girls trips. They want to be outside, popping in on a handstand. They want to have fun. But versus like the cooler seasons, that's when people want to just snuggle on up and they want to be inside versus outside. It's a little risky to be outside during the cool weather. Is that snow? Me and snow don't go together at all. Like, granted, my birthday is like towards the end of winter, soon to be spring. I don't do well. I don't do well with the snow. That's just me. So I'd rather be inside. Do I think cuffing season is just an excuse to avoid loneliness during the holidays? I'm gonna repeat that. Do I think cuffing season is just an excuse to avoid loneliness during the holidays? Yes. I do think that cuffing season is like an excuse to avoid loneliness, not just for the holidays, but just period. There's some people that they don't like to be alone, especially during the cooler months. And I understand seasonal depression is real and you just don't want to feel alone. You want that comfort. But I will say I have spent certain cuffing seasons cuffing myself, meaning learning me all over again, trying to battle trying to battle with seasonal depression. And I would say last year I was able to beat it. But the winter before that, it was a little, and I talked about it in season 1, a little bit in season 2, but more so season 1. So I think that some people should take this time to learn you, especially if you just got out of a relationship. get to learn you again. Spend this time, get in the gym. Get in the gym, get this body right for the summer, for next summer. Spend time like doing other activities like binge watching shows. I like to read now. I always liked to read as a little girl, but that hobby became very distant. I became very distant with the hobby over the years, I won't lie. But yeah, like get into like pick up some new hobbies or hobbies you used to do as a kid. Like get back into a dance class, maybe take a Zumba class. There's perfume making classes, there's candle making classes, cooking classes. Try to look into those things like to keep your mind off of just feeling lonely. But I do understand when you go to these events that your friends invite you to and you see them, like for example, at a Friendsgiving or Christmas ugly sweater, like you see them coming with their partners and you like, damn, well, I wish I was here with somebody, but instead I'm here at this Kris Kringle with me, myself, and I. That's okay. But I'm just saying, like, I do understand why some people like want that, that partnership and the like getting into relationships is more appealing during the cooler months, during cuffing season. But yeah, some people could feel lonely, not physically, but emotionally, or vice versa. So I understand. I get both sides because I've been there. So I would say if you are one that struggles and battles with that loneliness, girl, guy, sir, ma'am, spend that time getting to learn you again. Pour that energy into you, and I promise you, you will become the best version of yourself. So that way, when your meat is presented, you are ready. And those old issues from past relationships won't surface in your new one. So that's my take on that. Next question. Do I think dating during cuffing season leads to more meaningful relationships or is just seasonal fun? I think it's a bit of both. But for me, it better lead to long term. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I would want my cuffing season experience to go long term. If it's meant to be. I'm not here to force it, but I want it to develop organically. However, I do think that because of the hype behind cuffing season, I just think that it's seasonal fun. And I don't think that your feelings and your emotions are seasonal. Like, they're not temporary. Like, some of your feelings do, like, how to word this. Like, it's not temporarily. Like, you and that person could be dating for seasonal fun, but then somebody is going to become more serious about the other, and somebody's feelings is going to get hurt. And that's not fun. That's not fun. That's not seasonal fun. That's not like that emotional toll is not just temporary. You got to go through that. And who's to say that person that you're having seasonal fun with is going to be that person to rub your back when you're sad that things didn't work out? So I just feel like you just have to be careful with, like, if you want to just have seasonal fun, go ahead, do you. We're all adults. You know what you're signing up for, right? But if you are one, like myself, that wants to date with intention, just be careful. Because that long-term effect, as far as what I mean, like the feelings, the emotional toll, I just think it's not worth it, in my opinion. Next question. How does cuffing season affect single people versus those that are already in a relationship? So I think for me, I can speak from a single standpoint. Cuffing season does affect single people because we feel like, oh my gosh, this is a time where you want to just be snuggled up, booed up, like LMA, booed up. So you want to be booed up, you want to be laid up, cuddling, you want to enjoy that company, right? And it's hard because there's some days you're like, all right, I'm good. I don't need nobody. Then there's some days that's just like, God, when, where is he? Like, hello? But when I was in a relationship, I would say the cuffing season, I look forward to those fall activities, to the more indoor dates. Like, you get to learn more about your partner that indoor activity will help decipher if y'all like if that quality time alone, if you really like this person or not. Because sometimes you could like the things that the person is doing for you, as far as the nice lavish dates, like you're outside, it's summer, you feeling yourself, hair's blowing in the wind, this guy is bringing you flowers, y'all going out on dates, just take a stroll on the town. But then when y'all actually indoors, you will get to really see, okay, I'm learning more about this person, or I don't think I really like this person like that. So I feel like it helps couples, people that's already in relationships. I feel like you could build on that, or maybe you just will have an epiphany that you maybe probably don't really like the person like that. You know what I mean? So yeah. What's the strategy for cuffing season? Are there unspoken rules? All right. So here's the big boy question. I feel like whenever you get into something with someone, like if y'all are just having seasonal fun for cuffing season, y'all need to establish what the rules are. Y'all need to be adults and have conversations. I don't think that there are unspoken rules if you are communicating your wants and your needs to the person that you're going to be cuffed up with. Like I say, communication goes a long way. So I just feel like there needs to be a conversation had. If y'all come to a consensus, great, have fun. But in the event, if your feelings start to change for the person, I think you need to communicate that as well. Because, like I said, this is temporary fun, right? Seasonal fun. But if things change, because feelings are temporary, and you can wake up one day and say, I'm in love, can you hear me? And there's some days where you could wake up and be like, I really don't like this person, I don't want to do this no more. And if you feel that way, just voice your opinion. Don't be avoidant. Don't be weird. Don't be weird and ghost the person. You were grown enough to get yourself into this seasonal fun occasion. You need to be grown enough to say, okay, yeah, I don't think this is what I really want anymore. So have that conversation. If y'all need to part ways, just part ways. So I think that is the best strategy. I think that communication should be on the table at all times. And just enjoy. Have fun. Get to know the person. Maybe I could be better off friends versus trying to be intimate with one another. I will say this. Anybody that I'm like dating, we need to have that friendship established. That's something I lacked. I need it. I want that. So I'm going to take my time and get to know you. Is cuffing season more about physical attraction or emotional connection? Hey, I think cuffing season, it depends on the person. For some people, it could just be physical attraction. Y'all have that chemistry, and y'all want to light it up. Y'all want to experiment. So go ahead, by all means necessary. But I think I'm more of a like, I need both. I need that physical attraction to you, and I need that emotional connection, because if we don't got that, it's giving, this is boring. Like, I can't connect with you on another level. Like, what are we doing? Like, I can't talk to you like if I'm having a vulnerable moment. Like, that's not fun. So I think that I think that with cuffing season, I think that it could be both. That emotional and that physical attraction and that emotional connection. Like, it could be both for some people, but for some people they just need the physical. I need both. Check. Um, is there an end goal for cuffing season relationships, or do most people expect it to be temporary? I think that some people do expect for it to be temporary, but like, be for real. Like, we all are getting grown. We're all are getting grown. Let me start over. Is there an end goal for cuffing season relationships, or do most people expect it to be temporary? I think that most people expect for it to be temporary, but I think it's a beautiful thing at this big age if the end goal is for something long term. We're only getting older and the years are just passing by, and you know you don't want to get serious with somebody. You don't want to lock it down. Like if you find a good thing, you know what I mean? Like I do want there to be an end goal. I'm dating with intention. This is not seasonal fun. I'm not in my 20s. So for me personally, I do want an end goal. If you don't want an end goal, that is okay. If you don't see it with that person, you got to voice that opinion, that voice your feelings if that's how you feel. If y'all signed up both saying that we want to see where this goes, which means that there's potential for this to go long term, if anyone feels indifferent, please voice your opinion. Don't be avoidant. Don't ghost the person. Don't be weird. Just say how you feel. Say it with your chest and keep it pushing. And hopefully y'all could come to some type of common ground. But yes, I would love for there to be an end goal. Me, Darnique, I would love for there to be an end goal with, cuffing season. So how has social media influenced the idea of cuffing season? So I think social media has influenced a great deal the idea of cuffing season because you will always see like when the weather is changing, you hear some people talking about like, oh, it's getting cold outside, let me go find a boo, let me give someone attention in my DMs that I was avoiding all summer, let me find somebody who I'm going to be in matching pajamas with. We've seen it, we've heard it all. So I think social media has a great effect and a great influence on the idea of cuffing season. And you want somebody to be your boo for the time being. You want a little babe. And yeah, you want that company indoors. So social media has a great influence on people on the idea of cuffing season. And I would say don't fall into the hype. I know it's easier said than done because you could be sitting there minding your business and you scrolling. You like, damn, this person is with a boo at a pumpkin patch. This person is apple picking with a babe. God win, please. You're just wondering all these things. And I just think that, try to channel those feelings when you're feeling like that. Be around your friends, be around love until the right person comes along if you're dating with intention. Now, if you just want somebody to cuddle up with and just go on dates with, then by all means, do you be. But for those that are dating with intention like me, and you don't want to just give any and everybody your time, like you just don't have the mental capacity or the emotional capacity for that, just chill until that right person comes along. So, does cuffing season pressure people into relationships they're not ready for? Hey, yes, I do think that cuffing season pressures people to get into relationships they're not ready for. Because if you notice, there's people you'll see like, dang, they all booed up. They mad cute during the fall and the winter. But baby, once that vitamin D surfaces consistently, and you see that the weather is getting warmer. We're in the 60s. We're in the 70-degree temperatures. And people are going out more, wearing a little less. They start acting weird towards their partner. And next thing you know, that person is not with that person anymore. You're like, wait, I thought y'all was in matching PJs together underneath that Christmas tree. What happened? What's going on? I'm confused. I'm in confusion. So I do think that cuffing season definitely pressures people to get into relationships they have no business being in. Take your time. Take your time. Or they see their friends getting into relationships, so they feel like, oh, I gotta settle with this person because we cuffing up together and blah blah blah. That's why I'm like, be careful. Take your time. Because if you're one of those that get into relationships quick, take your time, beloved. Take your time. Huh. God, I'm so glad I got that off my chest. Because please. So here's some practical advice I would like to give you. And as I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself too. Because mama trying to be cuffed up. Okay. Let me stop. All right. In all seriousness, let me give y'all some real practical advice. And like I say, as I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself. So what advice would I give to someone thinking about participating in cuffing season? So, like I've been saying throughout this whole episode, Be careful with who you invest your time and your energy into. Be careful. If you're someone that's looking for long term, like myself, don't just settle because this person is giving you attention and you feel like you want to be cuffing, you want to go out, you want to do this, you want to do that. Just really take your time and build with that person. Get to know them. Be their friend and talk. That's important. Some people that's cuffed up, that has a girlfriend or boyfriend, they don't really like their partner like that because their partner is boring. They don't know nothing about their partner. They're not friends. They're just there. They're just there to fulfill that title. You don't want that. It's no shade to anyone, but I'm just saying there are some couples out there that don't like each other, but they're with each other because of the time invested. And yeah, that's another rabbit hole. But my advice to you is just be intentional. If you're intentional like me, just take your time. If you want to have fun, have your fun. Have your fun. If you feel at some point you're not having fun, voice your opinion. Voice how you feel. Now, if that's an unspoken rule that you and the person established that we're not talking about feelings, then baby girl, baby boy, you're just gonna have to probably just take that one, keep that one on your chest. Probably vent to your friends, your therapist, whoever. But if you're not having fun, just simply voice to the person, yeah, this is not fun for me anymore. And before, things get awkward, I'm just gonna have to take a back seat. Now, if the person asks you why, and that involves your feelings, feel free to voice that because you asked why. So you want to basically now you open a can of worms, and now I have every right to express how I feel, period. But that is the best advice that I could give. If you're being intentional, be intentional. If you're having fun, have your fun. But bottom line is, on both ends, communication, I feel like, is key. Okay, how can someone tell if they're being cuffed or if the relationship has long-term potential? I feel like if the person wastes no time, they make you their girlfriend, their boyfriend, then that's how you know there's some long-term potential there. If y'all talking about the future, if y'all talking about more serious things, then I feel like, it's not surface based, it's more in depth, it's deep conversations y'all are having. I feel like that's long-term potential. But if y'all are talking about surface based stuff, I feel like it's just, you're just being cuffed for maybe the time being. If it does have potential to go long term and it started off with just cuffing, great. I've heard success stories like that too. But you know what you signed up for. And if you want long term, then y'all need to be talking long term. Period. If y'all want short term, we don't need to be talking about how many kids we want. Where do you see yourself living at? Do you see yourself moving out of state? We don't need to be talking about that, respectfully. So you could agree to disagree, but that's just my take on it. How do you navigate the holidays if you're in a cuffing season relationship? Do you introduce them to the family? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think that if this person is just cuffing you temporarily, this is just cuffing season relations, I am not introducing you to my family. Family means long term, intentional, you're around, like we are established, right? And there's only one person that has met my family. I don't play them games, okay? You don't get the privilege of someone who's serious. I'm not giving you those type of privileges. That's just me personally. If you are different, that's okay. No judgment, but I'm just saying my advice, because we all got those family members like, wait, what happened to so and so from last year? If you got those type of family members, I would suggest maybe treading lightly with who you bring around your family on these special holidays. You don't want to be embarrassed. But if you are just cuffing someone for fun, for seasonal fun, what is the purpose of them meeting your family? What is the purpose? Like, what is the purpose of that? I don't get it. Maybe someone could school me on that, but I just don't see the purpose in that. I feel like if I'm bringing you home to meet my mother and my father and the rest of my family, this is somebody who I see as like, we're going to the next level. We're working on building here. This is my man, my man, my man, my man. Okay. So with that being said, I think, with some of these like questions I just raised in regards to like advice that I could give, just know what you're signing up for, know what you're getting yourself into. And just because you may want the presence of you want this person to be around you, don't lie. And what I mean by that, don't settle because this person is like, oh, well, I just want fun, but because you really like this person or you're really attracted to this person, don't feel like you got to settle down or dull down your wants and your needs and your desires because this person is now fully aligned with you. And because you want them around, you dull that down. No, don't do that. I've been there, done that, ain't doing it again. Be truthful. If you feel like this person does not align with you, yeah, it sucks. I'm really feeling this person. You look good, but yeah, honey, this is not gonna work. Just be honest. Communication, like I said, is key. It goes a long way. So just be honest with the person. Know what you and the person are both signing up for. And if at any point you feel indifferent, voice that. And don't fall into the hype of cuffing season just because you feel lonely. And let's say you just got out of something, take this time to relearn you again. Don't be quick to just jump into that relationship because whatever traumas that happen, whatever traumas that you develop from that last relationship, trust me, is going to surface in the new relationship you get into when something feels familiar. Like, let's say if you and the person have an argument and dang, like this is one of my traumas here because when we used to get into an argument, this person in the past used to break up with me. So now my anxiety is on 10 because we're arguing over here. And now I feel like, oh my God, I'm walking on eggshells. No. Take this time for yourself and heal. Learn you again. Dive deep into self-care. Read a book. Take a dance class. Take a painting class. Take a cooking class. Go to wine tasting. Take yourself out to dinner. Get a massage. Learn you again. So that is all that I have for you guys today. I really hope that you enjoyed the rawness because I really was speaking off the dome. I didn't have any notes. I just wanted to like really be authentic. Not saying that I'm never authentic with you guys, but I just wanted to just be raw, like for real, because this is something that I constantly am, dealing with as far as like the cuffing season and this, that, and the third and dating and whatever you want to call it. Okay. I'm just trying to be more optimistic about it. And I'm just being very chill about it these days. Like, I have my moments, but that is okay. If you have your moments too, feel free. You can really reach out to me. Like, I really love those that DM me. I talk back, like I always say. And if you want to have a conversation about this, feel free to hit me up. But getting back to my roots, I haven't left y'all with a quote in a very long time. So I have one for you guys today. The most exciting, challenging, and significant relationship of all is the one you have with yourself. And if you can find someone to love the you that you love, well, that's just fabulous. And that is by Carrie Bradshaw, Sex and the City. So yes, y'all, that's all I have for y'all today. And I will be back soon. Now that it's cuffing season, we're inside more. The episodes will roll out more frequently. But yes, please have a great week. I love y'all. Please be safe. Bye. Come on, y'all. We know these combos ain't for the faint. Thank you for listening to the Vulnerable Room podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, head on over to Anchor or Spotify to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Follow at The Vulnerable Room on Instagram or visit thevulnerableroom.com for the latest tea. See you next time. Love you all and have a great week.